Mine has been a life of much shame. I've seen 3 pictures of him. The first is a photo of what I suppose might be called his childhood days, and appears to have been taken when he was around 10 years old. He stands at the edge of a garden pond, surrounded on all sides by a crowd of girls, his sisters and cousins I imagine, dressed in rough spun, striped Hakama trousers, head tilted 30 degrees to the left and with a hideous grin on his face. Hideous? I suppose that the less perceptive, those with no training in aesthetics, might blandly say, "My, what a cute boy." Empty praise, perhaps, but the child's grinning face does not possess a hint of what the vulgar call cuteness, or at least enough of it to save the remark from crude flattery. Yet anyone with the least experience in aesthetic matters would but glance at this photo before thrusting it away in disgust, as though it were a repulsive hairy caterpillar, muttering, "What an odious child." Truly, the more I gaze at this boy's grinning face, the more an inexplicable, disturbing sense of unease grows in me. Look there, it's not a smile. There isn't a trace of a smile on his face. The proof is in his hands, balled into tight fists. People don't smile with hands clenched in fists. It's a monkey's grin. The face has simply been twisted into an ugly mass of wrinkles. The expression is so strange, so oddly deformed, that I cannot help but recoil in revulsion. I'm tempted to call the figure Wrinkle Boy. Never in my life have I seen a child with such a peculiar expression. The second photo also reveals a face that has undergone a surprising transformation. He is a student now. It isn't clear if the picture is from high school or university, but either way, he is a startlingly beautiful youth. Yet, oddly, this photo also lacks the feel of a living, breathing person, dressed in his school uniform, a handkerchief peeking from his breast pocket. He is relaxed, legs crossed as he leans back in a rattan chair, and here too, he is smiling. This time, it is not a grin of a wrinkled monkey, but a finely crafted smile. Still, somehow, it differs from the smile of a human being. It lacks something. The quiet sobriety of life, perhaps, or the weight of blood. It lacks substance possessing, instead the lightness, not of a bird, but of a feather. He is but a blank sheet of paper, smiling. From top to bottom, everything feels contrived. This is not mere affection that falls far short of the mark, nor is it just frivolity, flamboyance, or an attempt to appear charming. Clearly, he is not simply trying to appear fashionable. Yet, as I look at the photo more closely, I experience a vague disquiet, as if I were reading a ghost story. Never in my life have I seen such a peculiar, beautiful young man. The last photo is the most disturbing. I cannot guess his age. His hair is streaked here and there with gray. He sits at the corner of a filthy room. Behind him, the wall crumbles in 3 places, warming his hands over a small charcoal brazier. This time, he is not smiling. His face is empty of all expression. It is as though he were already dead, even as he sits there, with his hands held over the brazier. An ominous, inauspicious photo. And that is not the only disturbing element of the picture. He sits so close to the camera that I can make out each element of his face in detail. He possesses an unremarkable brow, with unremarkable wrinkles, unremarkable eyebrows, unremarkable eyes, unremarkable nose and chin. I give an exasperated sigh. His face isn't simply absent of expression, it fails to leave any impression at all. Nothing stands out. I gaze at the picture and then close my eyes. It's gone. I can see the walls and the small charcoal brazier, but the face, the protagonist of the room, has vanished, like the mist in the sunlight, and try though I might, I cannot bring it back. It is an unpaintable face, impossible to even caricature. Then I open my eyes. I don't even feel the fleeting joy of recognition. There is no, that's what he looked like, to be perfectly blunt. I cannot remember what he looks like even as I stare at the photo with my eyes wide open. There is only disgust, irritation, and the almost overpowering impulse to look away. Even the face of someone slipping into death holds some kind of expression, leaves some kind of mark, but maybe this is what it would be like if the head of the Carthos were sewn onto a human body. In any case, a vague sense of revulsion shivers up my spine. Never in my life have I seen a man with such a peculiar face.